Hello, this is exciting. This is an exciting one. This is the Cube Survive Platformer 2 World Travels demo, kind of. So these are what I'm going to be going through today is test levels. I'm going to be showing you how the test levels are made. I'm going to show you enemies that maybe weren't shown in the trailer. I'm going to show you power-ups that weren't shown in the trailer. Pretty much the idea is every aspect of the last Cube Survive platformer should be ported over to this one in some way, shape, or form. It's going to be a very, very exciting game. And let's pretty much just get into it. So you're seeing here all the stuff that I'm doing. I'm just speed running through. It's super fast. The controls are amazing. Since these are test levels, you might see some things like these because assets do change in the middle of development. As you can see, these were changed from a darker green to a lighter green, but just things like that. If we, I think I know what test level this is going to be. Oh no, this is the vertical one. So things like this, as you can see, semi-solids, just things in general. Some of them are a little glitched, some of them are not a little glitched, and I died. We don't need to worry about that though. Let's just show off the first level that I just played through. So this is the first level that I played through. It's not the first level of the game, and this was intended to somewhat be the first level of the game. It was a test level originally, with a serious shot of making it. The idea behind this, and if I just click the flag, by the way, it's also the one on the title screen. This probably will not change, so it's forever going to be there. Um, the whole point of this was I thought that the background and the foreground could be a little bit similar. So the reason why I have this pit here is and an enemy down there is to show like, hey, that's the background. I also, and this is a glitch, for some reason he falls into the center of the block. But the I also put that there to show that hey, they do move around. Now this cookie originally, when this level was developed, the cookie was not there. It replaced something else. So I'll go over power up differences later. But this part here designed to show that if you press down on top of a platform, then you'll fall through. Obviously some coins up here to collect, and I died. So just small things like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna show you how I made the game. I'm gonna go to level 5. It's a nice kind of standard level used to test assets. So as you can see, every asset that will be here is being tested. So these are all the solid blocks. Up here, as you can see, are the bushes. This is the pipe. By the way, they will all be purple, not gray. Uh, just to differentiate it a little bit. Clouds, the background, semi-solids. So these are the only two in the game at the moment. Coins. Okay, funny story. Originally, all the characters were the size of one tile. So originally he was in there. Yeah, as you can see, he was in there, and then he just goes to the top. The cookie, the end thing, which I don't want to hit, so I'm gonna try not to. We're good. And then the slope costumes. So as you can see, we have this kind of sea green grass, probably won't be used. And then these two tiles here, the checkerboard and the lime green, the same color as this top layer of grass, was that green color originally. However, that has since been changed. Right, let's go on to the next level. Okay, this was actually the first level for a little bit. This was intended to be the first level. So once again, it also shows off, uh, more ways to play. Once again, same idea, jump through the semi-solids, you land on the character. This, you will probably not see this backdrop in World 1, by the way. You might not even see it at all. But as you can see, it feels like a much more regular level. You get a power up right at the start, which the first level of the game is what you saw in the trailer. That's gonna be the first level. You didn't get the power up there until like halfway through. Um, things like that. That was a glitch, by the way. You're not supposed to see the background there, but oh, and I died. We're just gonna pretend I didn't. And once again, it screams first level vibes, and it was intended to be the first level. As this was intended to be the second level, but as you can see, I changed the original asset to the ground, and now it's not correct anymore. Wonderful. We also see several new enemies here, kind of. We see that nasty cube wearing a spiked helmet so it cannot be jumped on. And we see the yellow blocker. It doesn't move up and down anymore. It's going to stay stationary. I think that's a change that works better for this game because they required a lot of waiting around, whereas this game, you can wait around if you want. Like as you can see, or as you could see, you don't have to get the power ups here. Like I could have done this whole level. I'm gonna try to. I could have done this whole level without that power up. It just sped it up consistently. So it's the level should hopefully be designed in a way that I died there. But the level should hopefully be designed in a way that you don't have to go for the power ups if you think it's going to be faster. Now, of course, it's always going to be up to the player. But for me, me personally, I want to play through every little aspect. I want to have fun, but some people don't. Now, let's cheat. This is a level editor. Boom. You will not be able to play this. The reason why I'm showing it to you is to demonstrate what kind of things you may see, because all those levels were put together, but not everything was developed when they were. So let's clear this level completely and let's go over everything. So these are pipes, as you can see. This is a different set of grass assets. Um, those will work kind of the same. This is the checkerboard. By the way, everything that I'm showing off here are solids. Like that's solid checkerboard. This is solid grass. Um, and then of course dirt, as you can see. So just things like that. Um, and that's yeah, that's all of them. So it might look a little weird with having pipes next to each other, so had to develop a way around that. Um, but again, you will never access this unless you're modding and somehow get it back in. Then we have the other blocks. These are kind of decorative. So we have the block that the flashing block turns into, to wood tiles, the flashing block, of course. Oh goodness, let's get rid of that. The bushes, pretty cool. The clouds, that texture will definitely change. And then we have the ending black bit, which has the box in it. So you like this is hand drawn, by the way. It's never at the end of the level. Let's put that back and let's put, man, so many spoilers for what's to come. Everything that I'm gonna show off here is probably gonna be in World 1. It's like I think that's it, right? After the black. Yeah, okay, just cycles back. So most of the decorative tiles are solid also, except the clouds work like the top of a semi-solid. And obviously these flashing blocks can contain things, and there's the background elements. This I kind of already showed off. That is the end box. That ends the level. All right, then we have the semi-solids. We have the dirt. Again, these are the only two. And then we have the checkerboard. Oh, man, the checkerboard is super weird because it wasn't really designed to be on an angle like this. So you'll probably never see it in that L shape because, like, look at that. That's so weird. Whereas the dirt, you can put it in pretty much any shape you want as long as it's at least too thick, which it has to be because otherwise the cube can't fit through. So you could have it kind of like in this sort of shape, and it would work. Like this works fine, and like you can jump through it, things like that. It acts as a proper semi-solid. It's great. Um, I must say, I do say so myself. That's pretty awesome. Number 4, this is your coins and your starting position. When the level starts, where that red cube is, that's where you will start. You're not going to ever see this as a tile, but just know wherever you're starting, I had to pick it. But the coins, pretty cool. You collect the coins, they work. And then we get to 5. These are the power-ups. I'm going to skip those for now. Forgive me. You will for sure see slopes. You will see slopes like this. I'm at the end level. Let's reset it again. You will for sure see slopes like this. They work for both enemies and the players. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is 2 different slopes here. As you can see, I'm just going to put together something like that. They work with enemies as well. So you will see slopes like that. You will see gentle slopes kind of like this. You will see things like that. Oh, that's all of them. Okay. Oh, these grass, that's intended to be the top layer. It's like you might see a slope like this. You will see a slope like this, I should say. It's to mimic the top part of grass. So it's supposed to look kind of like a hill. But I don't know if it actually achieves that effect. For some reason, there's a glitch where you can fall in the middle of blocks. Don't worry, that will be fixed. Alright, let's erase all of this because I will need to make a boss arena later. That's exciting. Alright, yeah, let's. Oh no, level themes. So you also won't see these tiles. Essentially, what this is it dictates the background. So in order for the level to know which background it's going to be, I just place one of these tiles off to the side. And as you can see, it can be one of two right now. Um, Now, of course, I can draw with these after. That's all good, but you know, that's not going to happen. Well, then again, though, the black background is pretty awesome as a tile. Anyway, just know that's also there. Now, let's get to the enemies. This is important. This makes the level work. Oh, you might also see some of these, but this is mostly for dev stuff. You might see it. We'll see. All right, enemies. So there's two standard forms of nasty cubes. There's that one, and there's that one. These ones can be jumped on to be defeated. These ones cannot. So essentially, don't jump on these ones. They're wearing a spiked helmet. These ones are okay. Oh, let's get rid of that. Oh, I double clicked, so it moved something in the editor, didn't it? Yeah, all right. Let's click back into the stage so I don't lag it out. Uh, then we have these. These are the different types of enemies. As you can see, these are the blockers. They just rotate. They're just spinning. They're having the time of their lives. Look at them. I think I can just, yeah, you can just stay like that. You know, that's cool. I died. We'll just ignore that also. These blockers, fun fact, were the first enemy that I implemented, kind of. There's a whole dev story which I'm not going to get into, but when I was working on a original enemy, this is the one that I worked on first. Now, I think it's time for the power-ups because there's quite a few of these. So the cookie you will always find in these flashing yellow boxes. So let's start there. Cookie. All right. So this is a very great power up, and there's some changes from the original game. So you might remember that when you pressed space in the original game, your character would turn, face the side, and then eat for a little bit, and then stop. So already you see a change. When the character eats, he will not grind to a halt like he did last time. Instead, he has to slow down. Next, there's also no end lag, so like you can eat and then like jump immediately or turn around or things like that. In fact, as long as you're holding down space, you will keep going. And you can do things like this. So my favorite maneuver in the game, I really like this. So essentially, you would jump, do something like that, and then turn around because you can't turn around midair. You go super fast. The only problem is obviously when you hit a wall, you can't change that, and it does slow it down. This is primarily for speedrunners, and you do go lower. Old development footage, you might find it's that way you didn't go lower. Here you do. Um, that's just how it is. The cookie is one of my favorites. With the cookie, you can defeat any enemy. So if I put them all here, with the cookie, as you can see, I can eat this one, and this one. You eat them all. It's great. All right, let's move on from the cookie though. We have another power up to get to. You could potentially see this one. This is the fast power up. This is the speed one. In the original game, you would jump higher and you would run faster. And just like the original game, that is this power up's attributes. This one is also primarily for speedrunners. Like, look at how fast I'm going. You go faster in this as you do the cookie. You jump higher. The only problem is if I go to turn around, as you can see, it's much harder, and I narrowly escaped death there. But this one very that one's not cool anymore. But other than that, it's a very cool power up. I'm gonna put myself there just in case I die, and I'm also gonna build a bit of a barrier here just so that way it's a little bit safer. There we go. Um, but the yellow power up is pretty good, with all things considered. These will not be found in boxes. All right. Let's also get rid of these. Now, this is one of the weirder ones because it is kind of glitchy. So this is the giant power up. As you can see, oh, I did not go into the editor with this thing. Now I kind of wish I did. Anyway, this is the giant power up. Essentially, it just makes you huge. You're just over 3 blocks by 3 blocks. I glitched into the box there. There are hitbox problems, as you can tell. It's like you'll never find a giant with coins because like it's very hard to collect them for some reason. Um, Hitbox issues. There's glitches everywhere. You just gotta look hard enough. But like, as you can see, you can take out any enemy that you. This is primarily for boss battles. In the last game, the giant power up was used for a boss battle, and the idea is I have every enemy ported over, every power up ported over by at the bare minimum. Speaking of every enemy, how can you have enemies without mid bosses? That's right, it's time for a mid boss. So, once again, everything I'm showing off will be in World 1 or will just be sitting in the files. If you don't find these things in World 1, then you're not going to find them in the final game. So let's just it's easier to remove all of the enemies strictly because this boss acts as an enemy in some ways. So let's make myself smaller to make my life easier. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, right. All right, I'm gonna die real quick. Just reset that. There we go. Um, Downfall to a live presentation. Um, so you probably see me cycle through it a couple times on accident. This mid boss is huge. Not as big as you are in the giant power up, but he is 3 blocks by 3 blocks exactly. This is the Nasty Cube General from oh God, I did not expect that to happen. This is the Nasty Cube General from the last game, with a couple differences. First of all, full beard, gotta love it. Second of all, he's a lot angrier looking now. He looks like he really wants to punch you. Um, got a lot more hair. His eyes are super red, same as last time. And in the last game, spoilers, towards the end, he kind of acted like a regular enemy in a way, so I kind of meshed those two together. So just like the normal nasty cubes, as you can see, if I build another little box and I put the original nasty cube up there, he'll turn around when he hits a corner. The only difference is that he's faster, which is true for the original game also. Now, how do you defeat this guy? It's very simple, and I'm going to show that to you now. So let's take that one out, and let's move him just a little bit further. By the way, you can have more than one. Oh yeah, things are going to get crazy, because of course they will. Look at that. Look at how many there are. It's awesome. It's gonna be so fun. Oh crap, I should probably take them out though, shouldn't I? No, no, don't reset level. No, no, I meant eyedropper. Um, Not quite used to my own dev tools yet. Now let's grab the cookie, and he should run over at any moment now. Oh, yep, he did. Okay, so one hit. By the way, there's no like health bar in the game. It's just like, you know, get hit, you're out. So same time as last time. He does run a little bit slower than you. How you defeat him this time? You eat his back. So it's kind of random from 2 hits, 1 to 3 hits for the most part. Once you kill him, the boss fight is over. So keep that in mind. You can jump over him. I just did it poorly there, but you can jump over him. It's awesome. I love this boss. This boss is really fun. He can still fall off of edges. I'm gonna try to show you that. There we go. All things can fall off of edges, and they'll be gone. He's just such a cool boss. I really like this one. And I have a feeling that he'll be one of my favorite bosses in the game because he was also just super easy to program. And like I can really just place him anywhere. The only downside is like once you defeat him, the level does end. And that's gonna be true with every boss. So do keep that in mind. With that said, please look forward to this particular installment in the Cube Survive series. There's gonna be a lot of fun with this. It's gonna be a very fun title. The movement is perfected, and I'm very excited to eventually release it. There are, of course, issues. There's issues with everything, but for the most part, I can start working on the levels now. And I have started. In fact, I want to show you level 1. So I do want to show you the design process of that before I wrap things up. It's almost 1 a.m. at the time of recording this. So let's go levels play. Levels play. Again, this is just how I gotta test things. So this is the first level of the game, and we already see a couple things. So first of all, we gotta get used to the movement originally, so you will not get a power up. Second of all, you're practically forced to hit that cube unless you make a jump like that, and even then I just died. Um, so you're practically forced to hit the nasty cube, so I'll do that. And then we're in this semi-solid here. Now to show that this is semi-solid and that this is solid, you jump up and now you're on top. Now, I don't think this level forces you to press down. I worked on this level yesterday, so I can't quite remember. But as you can see, you're pretty much forced to touch these coins. You see that these slopes do in fact interact with the world, and then we get the power up for the first time. Oh, yes. So, it doesn't force you, okay, it does force you to use it here, but you might think, okay, I just wait and then I jump on them like that. That's okay, but then you get to this part and it's like, how do I cross that? Just hold down space and you will just glide right across, just like that. Wonderfully designed level, in my opinion. I could not have designed it better. I'm gonna run through now and just make sure that, of course, you can't jump across if you're you know, normal. Otherwise, that would kind of defeat the point. Okay, we're good. All right. Thank you for watching. This is going to be a really fun game. Now, you might have been seeing me use the level editor and be like, really? We can't use this thing at all? But I'm super nice. And you will have the chance to use the level editor at some point in the game, but I can't exactly tell you which point. I will give you a slight hint. Um, it does somewhat involve something to do with a house. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a fun project. Gonna be a fun little game. I think it's gonna be pretty enjoyable. Obviously, this will not be the only theme. There will be multiple. So be cautious. Just be wary of that. This will probably be better than the last game. With that said, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.